Hey, welcome to We'll Sing and We'll Shout. Welcome to our show here tonight. I'm your host, Steve Hansen. I'm broadcasting from the basement here in Orrville, Ohio, and we've got Cheryl on with us here. Do you want to say hi, Cheryl?
Hello, how is everybody tonight? I got rid of Steve.
And yeah, she kicked me out of her house, and so I had to come up here to Orrville. We're hanging out with this is where Heidi's sister Angie and family live. So we're hanging out here for the rest of the week, and then we'll be back at Cheryl's next Sunday night.
Right.
So yeah, pretty good day today. We went for a real nice hike in the Worcester Memorial Park. Hiked about 4 miles through there. So plus all
After you hiked in Dublin this morning?
all that walking that we did this morning. Let's see. I've got let me see how many steps I've got here. I've got 18,600 steps. So pretty good walking day. Yeah.
You should be down and wait tomorrow morning.
So we just went to the Dalton Dairyette.
Oh dear.
And I got a cheeseburger and some fried mushrooms and a 10 roof sundae. So and that cheeseburger there
Geez,
was
Mom must have been in your head because Mom loved tin roof sundaes and Mom loved fried mushrooms.
Maybe yeah. But
It's true.
it was all really good. The cheeseburger was really good. The mushrooms were fine. Maybe I guess I could say this. If I had one complaint, I wasn't really that excited about the breading on the mushroom. The mushroom was good. The breading wasn't excited. I've had other fried mushrooms where I like the breading a lot better than what was going on here. But the tin roof sundae was great. So all in all, maybe it wasn't a 9 out of 10, but it was a solid 8.5.
I wonder if Cousin Aaron has mushrooms at his establishment. Let us know, Aaron.
I would certainly think he does, and I will certainly think I'll be having some of those when we go visit him on Thursday. Are you going to come along for that?
I might. I just well, I was going to make a dentist appointment Thursday, but I was going to get some cavities filled, which doesn't sound really fun. I'd rather go see Aaron. So
why don't you come see Aaron and get some more cavities, and then go see the dentist, and you'll have more for him to do.
I can probably reschedule the dentist thing. I don't think it's even quite scheduled yet. So yeah, I'll write to them and say, I got to go see my cousin Aaron and eat some good bad food for me.
Right.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll plan on you.
All right.
So Aaron will whip up the fried mushrooms for us.
Okay.
All right. Well, so tonight is segment I think 24 of the Cheryl's Boyfriend's Countdown. We're just gonna drop the calendar out of that. The Cheryl's Boyfriend's Countdown, and without further ado, I did think that was really interesting that you found that 10 years ago today or whatever you said. So go ahead and share that.
Yeah.
Here's the picture. This is a decent looking guy. I mean,
well, thanks. Like I dated a bunch of Ugmos.
Well, you had some of both. You had some guys who I thought were actually pretty decent, and then you had some other guys that I was like, I don't know what's going on there, but anyway.
What did she see in him?
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Well, I told Steve yesterday I was planning to do this young man tonight, and so then all of a sudden my Facebook memories popped up, and I had posted this picture with me and him 10 years ago today. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I was going to go in search of this photograph, and then there it was right in my Facebook memories.
And what's that cut off Ohio State?
Ohio's Love Affair. Remember that silly commercial?
You'd have to keep singing it. Maybe it would come to me, but
it was the little jingle they had on during the state fair to advertise it.
And so you didn't cut that shirt off. That's how it was.
No, that's how it came.
Right.
I had like 3 shirts that were like that, and my daughter Annie loves those kind of shirts. So
that's pretty risque back in the 80s. There,
it is, surprised. But you can see my granny underpants there. Right. So that's pretty funny. My granny pants under my sweats.
Right.
So I wasn't doing anything risque down there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that was for a Mormon girl. That's about as risque as we get. It's about as risque as we're allowed to get. So, okay. But it's not like my belly button even showed. It was just a little tiny bit of skin there.
Yeah.
But I love that shirt because, of course, it was scarlet and gray, which is the most important colors in the world. And what's funny is I actually kept that shirt and I dug it out, and Martin grabbed it, and he has it in his drawer right in the other room. I could have showed it to you last night.
Mm-hmm.
That shirt still exists, and it's here in my house about 10 feet from me.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'm like really, I guess because I'm a costumer, I don't know. I get real attached to clothing. So, any clothing that my kids maybe got a picture in or anything, I keep that. I've kept clothing for years. I just get real attached to it. So, I kept that one because I liked it, not just because of me and Aaron Romney, but because I just, it's my Ohio shirt. But so this young man, Aaron Romney, I met when I was at Rick's College, which would have been 82, 83, 84 was the years that I was there. There was a new frozen yogurt shop that came into Rexburg, and I had never heard of frozen yogurt before. Wasn't a thing. And so all the college kids, of course, got really interesting because there was new like soft serve,
Hmm.
and every day they would switch out flavors. I don't even think it was like a monthly or a weekly thing. I think it was like daily they would switch flavors, so you could go and get something new, and they would do like two or three different fruit flavors, and then you could blend them if you wanted, and then they would do a chocolate and a vanilla if you didn't like the fruit flavors.
Right.
And I don't know if it was like TCBY where they had like toppings, like crunch bars you could put on them or whatever, or if it was just basically like they handed you a cone, but all the college kids loved it. So I don't know if it's still there or not. Mill Hollow frozen yogurt, Rexburg, Idaho. We'll have to look that up.
There was, of course, a Seinfeld episode about frozen yogurt, but anyway, that's a different topic.
So it was a cute little place where you could go in and you could sit if you wanted, or you could just grab it and go. It was when I was in the Mill Hollow frozen yogurt that I found out that Karen Carpenter had died. So that was kind of sad. But you
Mm-hmm.
know how you like kind of remember where you are when bad things happen, like presidents get assassinated or whatever.
Right.
So her death really really hit me hard because I had always loved her as a singer, and I thought she was such a neat lady. But so there was this neat yogurt shop. So we'd go every day, and it was owned by the Romney family. And there was kind of a big, tall brother with dark hair, and he was older than Aaron. And then Aaron actually kind of has a blondish hair, but you can't tell from this picture, kind of a sandy blonde.
Hmm.
And the older brother, because Aaron was, well, you can see from the picture, he's fairly tall. I mean,
Is,
he's
is
like a
he like
head taller than me. And
is
his
he like
other,
6'4", maybe?
yeah, he probably was, because like Martin Hahn was 6'4", and I don't know if he was quite that tall, but he was pretty close, I would
He
say,
was up
maybe
there.
6'2", or maybe like grandpa size 6'3". And then
Hmm.
his brother was even taller than him by quite a few inches, kind of
Hmm.
towered over Aaron. So, and he had dark hair. And they were both just really good looking and just both so polite and kind and funny. And, part of the reason you'd go up there is just to associate with those two guys because they were so sweet. And when I happened to be there, this is my very last semester at Rick's in this picture. It was when I was in Academy Players. So it was the summer of 84. I had two college classes to complete. And then I also did some classes with the Academy Players. We got to do college classes too. And I had, I don't know, some English class I had to finish up just to graduate from Rick's. So I was able to graduate that summer in August. I think my very last class was some literature class. And I was trying to do plays every night, and we'd go out to eat at Big Boy after that. And then they expected to be at literature class at like 8 in the morning or something. So I missed half of them. And when I was there, I didn't do a good job. So I think that was the only class at Rick's College I got to see. And
Hmm.
just because I just didn't care anymore. I mean, I had always cared so much about my grades, but at that point, I was having too much fun to bother. But I graduated. But the funny thing is, at Rick's College, I graduated with like a 3.49. I'm really serious about this. If I'd have gotten a B in that
Right.
stupid literature class, I'd have had
Right.
a 3.5.
Right. Right.
So mad at myself after I saw that. I'm like, gosh, I should have paid attention. I should have attended a few more classes. But oh well, I didn't. I made my choices and paid the price.
Got to live with them. Yep.
Yep. So Aaron, I would flirt with him, of course, like I flirted with all cute gentlemen, and he liked me and I liked him. We never really went out
Hmm.
at that point in time. And then over this summer that I was there, all the other cute girls are gone, of course, because it's summer school. So there's not very many kids left on campus. And so I'd go in and see him. And then we, like I said, we were doing plays every night. we would switch off plays. One night we'd do Guys and Dolls, another night we'd do Cinderella, another night we'd do Arsenic and Old Lace, and another night we'd do another play. So we would switch off every night doing a different show. So we were always up late because after the shows, which a lot of them, if it was a musical like Guys and Dolls, it didn't even get out till 10:30 or 11. That's a 3-hour musical. And so then we would get dressed, and then a lot of us would walk all the way up to Big Boy, and we'd have like some sort of a snack or dinner at Big Boy, and there'd be this huge table, and as soon as we came in the door, the waiters or waitresses would just roll their eyes like, "Oh gosh, not these guys again." And they had like a big room they'd put us all in. We had like 3 or 4 long tables stuck together. So the poor waiters and waitresses. But I think we tipped them. I hope we tipped them well. I don't honestly remember. College kids are pretty cheap. So that's probably one of
Yes.
the reasons they were rolling their eyes at us like, geez, okay, now we have an hour and a half worth of work to do and we'll get like $3 in tips. But so we loved that. So then we would go home and watch TV or goof around or whatever. So our house was always lit up late into the night. And Aaron happened to be out running one night. And all of a sudden, it's not usual in Rexburg, but all of a sudden the sky let go and he just got poured on. So he's running past our house. And so he's like, I'm gonna dodge in there and get out of the rain. So he knocks on our door. So we open the door and let him in. And so there he is standing there, and somebody went and got a camera and took a picture of us. So we're in the
Oh,
doorway there, and
there you
he's,
go.
yep, he's just dodged in out of the rain. But I did actually go out with him that particular summer, and it's kind of weird. It's like maybe I went out with his older brother. I think I kind of went out with his older brother, and we drove to Aaron's house. I think his older brother drove me to his house where his family lived. And I think Aaron was there. And I don't remember whether he was jealous because I was with his brother or if I don't remember. I just remember being at their house, driving with the really cute older brother. But I really
Mhm.
liked Aaron too. I mean, I liked them both. I'd have married either one of them.
Right.
The older brother seemed a bit old for me. Like, at the time I turned 20. In fact,
Okay.
I don't think I was even 20 in this picture yet because this probably was in July and I turned 20 that August. And I think the older brother was like 25. And I think Aaron was probably about 21 or 22. So he was closer to my age.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know if he was just too shy to ask me out. And so nothing romantic ever happened. But I mean, if you look at this picture, he's obviously likes me, you know,
Hmm.
and look what a cute couple we are.
So yeah, so you never really had a dating thing with him
No, it was
per
more of
se.
just like flirting at the yogurt store.
Right.
But I did
Huh.
actually get to his house and meet his family, and they were very nice. But he wasn't really dating any girls either. He wasn't really dating anyone, so it was just
Had
kind of weird. I don't know if he was just shy, and maybe I should have been more forward than I usually am. But
had he gone on his mission or what was going on
yeah,
there?
he was already home from his
Yes.
mission.
Right. Wow.
Yep.
Returned missionary and ready to
I
go.
know what the heck was wrong with me. I already owned a business. I should
Yeah.
have just been more obnoxious than usual and see if I could have got that boy to the temple.
Right.
Right.
So
But so I was thinking about looking him up and just seeing if he's like on Facebook or something, because that'd be really fun to like shoot him this picture and be like, here's us 40 years ago.
right.
Wonder what he looks like. Too funny.
I will
Well,
hop onto Facebook and see what I can find here.
yeah, see if you can
So
find Aaron Romney, and I cannot for the life of me remember the older brother's name. Maybe it'll come to me. But see if you see Mill Hollow frozen yogurt. See if it still exists in Rexburg, because I'm really curious
mm,
about that.
I'm gonna guess that doesn't exist.
Well, I'm also curious if he's related to Mitt Romney, so I'm gonna try to figure that out.
Here's one that lives in Tennessee.
And Aaron Romney?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, Tell you what, the facial features on this one are
Similar?
pretty similar. It looks like an LDS little family thing going on here.
That
But
could be
he's,
him.
I'll tell you what, this looks like him.
How fun.
But I don't know. It doesn't tell me where he's from. But it shows, it's like I see family photos, but then it says he's single. So,
Hmm.
um,
Don't
not
don't
sure,
tempt me.
not sure what's going on there, Cheryl, but
Yeah.
um, I have to say this I'm not like the best guesser on these kind of things, but I'd say those facial features are interestingly close.
Yeah. I'm
So
very good with facial features. So like after we get off this call, I'll check it out and see if that's him.
yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
here's another one that lives in Sandy, Utah. That one was in Tennessee. Here's a guy who lives in Sandy.
well, that sounds probably more likely.
But this is not him.
Well, it's
That
interesting because
looks
like
like
when we were
Jimmy
just
Kimmel.
yeah, no, definitely not him. When we were in, just the other day when we were in at my ward, there was that guy that gave his testimony or gave the talk or whatever. And in our ward specifically, there's tons of people from Utah because they come to Ohio State to get their fellowships and most a lot of them are doctors, and they come to
Hmm.
do their residency at Ohio State. So we have all sorts of people from Utah in my ward there in Hillsdale. I mean
Right,
Hilliard.
right,
Hilliard, yeah. Hillsdale used to be just south of me when I lived in Homer. And now I have Hilliard south of me now that I live in Dublin. So it gets a little confusing.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, well, that's my story about Yogurt Man. Don't know what happened to him, but I'm going to look up here and see if I can figure out if that's him on Facebook because that would be really fun to just get reacquainted with him.
Yeah. Yeah, you bet.
This was a
Well, hey,
cute house. This was the house that like where we're standing in this doorway. It was called the Doll's House in Rexburg.
okay.
Cute little brick house. And then when I moved to Provo and moved into that house on 800 North, that was also called the Doll's House. So
Hmm.
it was just funny that me and my group of theater friends ended up in the two doll houses, and one in Rexburg and one in Provo.
Yeah,
But and the one in Provo has is also brick, about the same color brick.
right.
So
Well, I
yeah,
think I was in that. I think I was in that house in Rexburg too. Um,
probably.
Mom and I came out to pick you guys up, obviously, and I think
Oh yeah, I'm sure you were then.
we saw a play or two. In fact, I probably helped haul a bunch of stuff out the front door there.
Uh
But
huh.
I'm sure we saw a play or two before we jumped in the rabbit and headed back home. So
Yeah, it was so nice of you guys to come get me.
that was
Um,
pretty darn nice of your brother to drive all the way across the freaking country there in August of 1984. So
Well, I'll tell you what happened is I had flown home between semesters because I got this Academy Players and Dad. I talked to Dad about could I do it because I knew it was going to be extra money because you had to pay tuition to be in it. And so Dad thought I should do it, especially because I could finish up those two classes and graduate, not have to go back
right.
in the fall. So he took me to the bank, Union Bank there in Bellevue, and I took out a student loan to be able to afford to do it.
Oh, okay.
And that was while I was home between the end of like my semester and at Rick's ended the end of April. And I don't think Academy started till like mid-May. So we had like a 2 or 3 week time where we could go home. So I was home and then Dad put me on the plane and I don't remember which airport I flew out of. Sometimes it was Toledo, sometimes it was Detroit. Um, so Dad put me on the plane and the first stop was Indianapolis, Indiana. Um, and so as we were coming in over Indianapolis, a thunderstorm was hitting real bad. And so the plane was just moving all over the place and it felt like I was on a roller coaster. That's what the plane was doing. It was like going down and then back up again. It wasn't just a little turbulence, it was freaking scary. And
Yeah.
so when I got to the airport in Indianapolis, I called Dad and I said, Dad, I'm not getting on the plane to go to Idaho. I am too scared. I am not getting on this plane. And Dad
He
said,
said,
well,
"Get on that
it's going to
plane."
be a long walk home, is what Dad said. He's not coming to get me, and I better get on the next plane.
Good.
So I got on, and
That's
fortunately, since it was going into Salt Lake, there was like a nice Mormon lady that sat down beside me, of course. And
mhm,
so she kind of held my hand, and I told her how scared I was, because she hadn't come in to Indian from she hadn't come from Ohio to Indianapolis, so I don't know that she had come down through that thunderstorm like we did.
right.
But she was holding my hand and helped me get
Yes.
back to Salt Lake City, which was really nice of her. And I was still very nervous singing hymns and, praying the whole way.
I just can't imagine Dad saying that, but it's funny.
Yeah, he was like, it's a long walk. You better get on that plane. So, yeah, he did too. He was not
Mhm.
coming to get me.
All right. Well,
So then we got
that's
to Salt Lake and so then I had to make my next
Oh,
flight, connecting flight, and was going to Idaho Falls.
right.
So, of course, when I got that connecting flight, it was like a little 10-seater plane. And I had to walk out on the tarmac to walk up these little stairs to get on the flight. So then I'm like crapping my pants thinking, okay, this tiny little plane, we are for sure going down. I mean, there were like 8 to 10 people. And it
Right.
was like there weren't two seats beside each other. There was only one seat on each side of the aisle. That's how small this plane was.
Right.
I'm not even sure we had a stewardess. I think it was just okay, hold on, people. We'll be there in an hour, that kind of thing.
Right.
So I was so upset. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to die today. So we flew into Idaho Falls, and there was this guy there to pick me up named Dirk. So this is another one of my boyfriends I have to tell you about. But I ended up naming this guy Dirk the Jerk because he was such an ass. And when
No,
I
family
flew,
show.
sorry, when I flew into the airport in Idaho Falls, of course, it wasn't my fault. The plane was late. And he treated me, after I had this terrible day in the
Right.
sky, terrified, he treated me like somehow it was my fault the plane was late and how I had, oh my gosh, he was such a jerk. So
Mr.
anyway, he, he
Mm.
drove me back to, I don't even know where I stayed that night. I don't think I stayed on campus like with the girls. I think I stayed somewhere else.
Hmm.
I can't remember where. Maybe with Lonnie's family in Rigby or something. But
Hmm.
anyway, so he did fetch me at the airport, even though he griped at me the whole way and dropped me. I think that was the last time I ever saw that guy because I never wanted to see him again after that, thinking what
Right.
a terrible husband he would be. So I was basically in tears the whole time. And so when it came time for me to come home after 4 months of that was still pretty in my memory.
Hmm.
And so I called mom, and dad had said he wasn't coming to get me. So I called mom and I said, Mom, I'm so scared. I don't want to get back on the plane. And would you come and get me? And so you and mom drove clear across country to fetch me because I was too afraid to get back on the plane. And then we ended up taking my friend Heidi with us, Heidi Hemming, because she was from Washington, D.C. And so Heidi came across country with us, and we spent the night in Iowa. I think in a funny little like, I have pictures of us with the rabbit and in front of this little shed. Basically, it looked like one of those camping things from up in northern Michigan.
Okay.
One of one of those little white camping
Cabins. Yeah.
cabins. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word cabin. So anyway, yeah, so we stayed at this funny little hotel in Iowa, but I drove us through the night because you three were sleeping, and mom was like, "Let's just pull over and sleep." And I'm like, "No, we've got to keep driving." So I actually drove us through the night while the three of you slept, which was pretty funny.
There you go.
But I was just
There
so
you go.
grateful that you guys came to get me because I was so afraid. And so then the next time that I had to get on a plane was probably when I flew out to Provo, and it would have been like a year later because I went home in 84 and I flew out to Provo in like August of 85.
Okay.
So I was pretty scared, but I managed to get over my fear enough to get on the plane and get to Provo. So a year later, I was able to do it, but I couldn't do it that summer.
Yeah.
And
Well, you
now,
probably
now
had
when I fly, it doesn't scare me. I know what the turbulence is. But then I guess I didn't comprehend it, exactly what it was, and the thunderstorm thing made it, 10 times worse.
you
So
you were pretty wimpy with storms and all. Yeah.
yeah, storms really
So
scared me.
yeah.
But so then I managed to get back out to Provo, and I've flown quite a few times since then, and I'm okay, but
Yeah. Well,
not
very good.
great. I don't love flying, but I will
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
just flew to last August. I flew home from Florida with the kids. We drove down to Florida. Zach and Allison took me for my birthday, and Zach works down there. So we drove down with the girls, and we stopped at 3 different Buc-ee's on our way down, which was absolutely hysterical. I have some really funny pictures of the girls with the big beavers standing outside Buc-ee's. And then we stayed at this condo down where Zach works. He works for this IMG school where they train athletes, like high school athletes.
Hmm.
And a lot of professional athletes come from this particular high school. So that's where Zach works, and they have condos where the relatives can stay if they come down. So we stayed at this neat condo and went to these beautiful beaches and restaurants, and we just had so much fun. And then instead of driving all the way back, the 15 or 20 hours it took us to get there, we flew home. So, and that was fine. It went pretty quick. Wasn't bad.
Right.
But
Well, very good. Well, what have you
yep.
got going on tomorrow night? Tomorrow night is
Well, where are you going to be in the world tomorrow night?
yeah. Well, I'll be right back here. Depending on, I don't know. I may go up to Bellevue tomorrow and may go over to Fremont and see Billy Joe and
Well, if you do that, you can get Billy
and,
Joe on there.
and maybe even try to go over to Amy Sherman's and see her farm. I need to reach out to her about that, but or I may just stay home tomorrow it all depends on how I feel when I get out of bed in the morning. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see what happens.
Well, we
Yeah,
could do a live from Aaron's restaurant.
Yeah, we will. It'll be early, but that's okay.
Yeah, but that'd be
We'll
fun.
we'll do a live from Aaron's restaurant on Thursday, that is. And then I'll be at Cedar Point on Wednesday. So yeah,
And I might go to the fair on Friday. I haven't decided.
we could do a live from the Ohio State Fair
Ohio State Fair. See if we could find a
some
Guernsey.
with some Guernseys there. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
So,
really fun. All right.
well,
Well,
thank you. Thanks for everyone to join us. Sure, we were up to 11 viewers there at one point.
of course, with that cute picture
right.
right there, who wouldn't want to
Right.
look at that?
So I told you this, my one live that we did from Cracker Barrel today, it's got 2,500 views. It's so crazy.
That is just crazy.
But anyway, well, thank you for watching us or catching us on the replay. And we will be live again tomorrow night here from Orville, Ohio, or perhaps some other place here in Ohio. But we'll be live again tomorrow night and we will catch you all then.
Bye, everybody.